Hello everybody, this is Juntas, and today we're taking a look at the best free budget builds. So it's going to be between a trap assassin with also using dragon talon, a blizzard, lightning sorceress, and then this summoner necromancer. So extreme budget, really low gear, maybe only a couple of hours into a ladder, maybe you got into hell, grinded some gear, nightmare. That sort of gear level I'm going to be at for the free builds. So really all about just being able to even do the content. And for this video I'm gonna be showing them off in Chaos Run. Now I know that most people they reset the ladder, they're just gonna do pindle skill runs or farm Mephisto or Nightmare or something like that, something that's pretty easy even like in pretty much no gear. So this would be a step above something they would do with really low gear early on in the ladder reset or anything like that. So some spoilers, or actually I will talk a little about how the structure of the video. So I'm gonna show the gear on all the builds and the gear on each of the characters, and then I'm also just gonna say now that the Sorceress was kind of like the mid tier. It performed okay, but I felt like it was the most risky. I was gonna die the most in that one, and it was just overall more stressful, perhaps you would say. But of course the Sorceress has teleport, so it's insane for ladder reset and all that kind of stuff. Everyone knows about the Sorceress, mostly just also because of the teleport. And then the trap assassin. Now I went with the dragon talon kicker because I thought that it would be good with I have to kill lightning immune somehow, but it was actually real bad damage even when I was using some decent enough items to get kick damage up. So that was a bit of a letdown. But however, the traps are just insane damage. You get 3000 lightning damage with no gear. It's absolutely brutal how much damage you throw out on a lightning trap assassin. And then the last one here, the summoner necromancer. Now this was just slow ride. Honestly, wow. It's been a while since I took a look at a really extreme low geared necromancer build, but when I took a look at that one, it was just as easy as that video. This is just slow, you can't die. It's relaxed, and you even have something to do once in a while. You have to keep up your army, and then you have to apply amplify damage, which runs out every like 20-30 seconds or whatever. So yeah, the Necromancer is really slow compared to the two other builds. Overall my clear times were the trap assassin was maybe like a minute faster than the Sorceress, and then the Necromancer, also because I died once, it was kind of stupid, but it would have been probably 2-3 minutes slower than the other two builds on average. Definitely slower, but it would also have been a lot safer. I would never have risked anything. Honestly, I could probably clear Chaos runs without even using potions, maybe, if I was really gonna min-max and be extremely careful about it. That's how easy it is to play this Necromancer. But before we move on to the actual gear, let's also just cover the mercenary. So he is actually very weak on a low budget gear. So this was the lowest items that I could think of that would actually make him survive. Now granted, my mercenary died all the time. The only thing where he kinda was okay, that was on my necromancer, and that was mostly just due to my clay golem or amplify damage or something that making him a little more viable. I know obedience, a lot of people are gonna say, isn't this a little too good for overall budget, but I can't make him survive with anything less. I tried with quite a few setups, but this was the the bottom tier that I could even make an Act 2 mercenary viable without him just being a gold sink constantly, because he was dying maybe 5 times per chaos run. More actually, could be up to maybe 10 times before I was done with the run, because he was just constantly gonna die. So yeah, obedience is it's a really good budget weapon. I love this one, and you can get him in a cryptic axe and all that kind of stuff in Act 5, and you don't have to get an Eve base or anything. It's of course preferred, but I just went with a non-Eve. And then the doors is always so cheap to make. You pretty much just have to get an rune, which I would say is doable to find. I was also gonna try like the flayed demon skin. Like there are some other budget items here for slots that you can consider for armor, but yeah, I like doors. And then a Talrus's help. You could even get some like a rock stuff or something else, but I also just liked Talrus. That's the the budget Act 2 mercenary with might aura that I would always go for each of the 3 builds, just because I found this to work the best. And so let's take a look at the kicker and Traver assassin. So maxing dragon talent, getting good attack rating with dexterity, rest into points of vitality. But even then I still struggled with doing damage, but I will cover that just in a while. And then Shadow Disciplines just kinda, I actually was fun enough to kinda like put points into Fate until I had a decent amount of resistance, and it was like at a point where it didn't really matter that much, but the rest is just kinda like 1 point into everything. I should also mention that the Shadow Warrior is really weak. With only 4 skills, it's gonna die constantly. However, Cloak of Shadows and Mind Blast can be pretty good on this gear level. And then just traps. Putting a few points into Fire Blast just to get Death Sentry a little bit better, Lightning Sentry, Charge Bolt and Shockwave. Just look at this damage here. Nearly 3000 damage in this gear level. It's so strong, it's so insane at this gear level. Decent enough resistance once I have Fade up. It's really good, it's very nice. But the gear, Mage Feast on most of them, and then I also went with some Leech Wings here. Now, I actually found that the damage was okay to kill lightning immunes with Dragon Talon, but the survival is just so poor and you really do no damage, so you're not able to leech a lot. So my idea with stacking leech on the 2 wings were really bad. And then I'm also using a plate buckle. We're switching around some gear. But plate buckle here and goblin toe. And goblin toe was for kick damage, but even together with black, rune word and goblin toe, it was just never good damage. I was so disappointed. You really have to get even more damage to make Dragon Talon good for leech and all that stuff. And then I'm using Serpent Skin Viper Magic, good armor. I wanted to splurge a little bit here, and then I threw in a Ral Rune to get even better fire resistance. And then a Rhyme Shield. This rune word, it's so perfect. It just has everything, really good. Caster stats, cannot be frozen, resistance. This rune word is so good. And then I'm just using a basic 1-to-all assassin skills amulet. And then a peasant crown. And then also for switch, I was thinking I would, kind of just do okay damage with Dragon Talon and then just dual claws here. But I really needed even, both Goblin Toe and Black to even do any sort of damage with Dragon Talon. So I had to ditch the idea with Trap Claws here. By the way, +3 to traps can be sharpened already in Act 5. Nightmare? Probably not. But at least Act 1 Hell, I think you can maybe shop for +3. Or then just Act 5 Hell. So these are pretty easy to shop for. But so much damage when you stack these two. I can just quickly show the difference. And then just here you can see that jump almost 1,000 more damage just from putting on these claws here over my kicker gear here. It's almost sad how much damage you get at this gear level. Cause again, look at this. I'm just anyone can do this with naked gear and you get this much damage. So yeah, Trap Assassins is so much damage at this gear level. And so let's take a look at the Blizzard and Lightning Sorceress. Starting off here just quickly with stats. Really nothing going on besides considering, getting enough energy, but I felt like even 600-500 mana was enough. I just have to use a lot of potions though, but it's okay. So I really just threw everything into vitality to get above 1,000 life. In terms of gear, there's no real big difference. I am experimenting a bit with faster cast rate on like rings and amulets. I could maybe have made a bit more legit gear here. They look a bit wonky, but you get the point. Get some faster cast rate rings with mana on them or any sort of stats to get 105%. And then I also went with a Night Smoke. I really like this build here just for the resistance and bit of mana. And then I also just threw some, crafted kind of boots here together with even more mana on them. Spirit, Ral again in a Serpent Skin Viper Magic, and then Rhyme again. And also just a Lore Helm here. Could have gone with Peasant Crown, but I wanted to try out the Lore Rune Word just for changing it up a little bit. I should also mention on Switch, I had this idea for when you're killing Mephisto or whatever, you would just use a Gall for Magic Find and then just the Milgrabs for Switch. Could be a fun little thing to experiment with Magic Find. Oh, and also just a fun thing, when I killed Diablo, that run there, my Venus dropped, that was pretty fun. Anywho, I'm just going to quickly show the skills. Nothing. Oh, I should actually put one opponent into one, but it wouldn't have mattered too much. Frozen armor. I was just gonna consider that only. I don't really care too much for the others two. Then I'm just getting 100% into cold mastery, and then just maxing blizzard and going with ice blast. I don't really like glacial spike, just because I feel like I'd rather use ice blast for even more single target damage and also the single target freeze. And then I'm just getting like synergies into lightning and maxing lightning and also maxing charge ball. The damage was pretty weak on lightning, however, only at 2000. So yeah, it wasn't the strongest lightning damage I got, but at least blizzard was also really strong at 2000. So the damage was pretty strong. Again, I'm just very risky and I have to use a lot more, town trips to buy potions and all that sort of stuff, because the sorceress dies way too fast and uses a lot of mana. And so lastly, the Necromancer. I threw everything into vitality just to get decent enough life. It never really had any mana issues. I was surprised by that. But you see, like, amplify damage is only mana cost 4 and so forth. So there's no real mana issues. I was actually able to run with pretty much just inventory or only healing potions instead of mana potions. Yeah, I'm just surprised about the lack of mana issues. And then in terms of gear, it's pretty much the same as the other, like caster gear. Getting Mage Feast, Mana Health, Night Smoke again, because I like that one. Another faster cast rate ring, and then also went with some weird boots here. I thought these were a little interesting, so I wanted to try them out. Then I went with a Spirit's Sword. Just really, it's such a great sword to kind of get going if you can get the runes. And Cohegans instead of Viper Magic. I just wanted to try this one out. It's probably not as good as Viper Magic just because you lose the resistance, but I still wanted to give this a go. It's a pretty fun little item here. And then Rhyme again, and another Necromancer plus 2 all skills. And then I just went with an Undead Crown. I felt like this one could be pretty fun. Also just getting Skeleton Mastery even better. And some Poison Resist and Cold Resist and Hard Freeze duration. And let's just take a look at the skills really fast. Dim Vision is insane. I love Dim Vision, but I never really found a use for it. Unless I was dying or something. But if you're really struggling, you have to just do the content or whatever. Dim Vision is amazing, which I also showed in another video some time ago. And then of course amplify damage. Now you could actually say that you should maybe put points into amplify damage just to make the duration and radius a little bit longer, but I was fine with just 1 point into it and then some plus skillers. And summoning, I should just gonna take Poison Bone first, and then Poison Bone, just getting bone armor and maxing corpse explosion for really good radius. You could maybe consider Bone Spear or something like that, just to kind of get a spell to spam the damage, but I wouldn't really say it's worth it, just because you have to invest so much. And then just standard summon skills. In this case I went with Skeletons and Skeleton Mastery, and Summon Resist completely maxed. Didn't really bother too much with Skeletal Mage and Revives. Yeah, Skeletons are just so strong, they really do a lot of damage. And then I think it was remaining points into Clay Golem. But that's pretty much it for the 3 classes and the builds. Really low gear. Maybe something is a little high end, like Cohegans. Some of the items could maybe be a little over budget for early ladder season or whatever. But it's still pretty shit gear overall, I would say, for all of the 3 classes. And so let's take a look at some gameplay. Hell, Players 1, Chaos Run. So each of the classes it's kind of like a highlight I'm thinking about now, just kind of showing the best pulls or something that really annoyed me. This was just perfect. This was one of the better, yeah, this just amazing to see the Necromancer pull off like that. And then I had a little fun death here because I got careless. I wanted to kind of show off that for the video, but I had to, learn my mistake, and then I had to run back and get a new army and whatnot. But this is naked and I'm doing Lord Disease pack. It's no problem, just a few skeletons. The skeletons are so tanky. It's really insane to see that even fully naked gear, not even a full army, I'm able to run back and do the pack. And just Lord Disease here also dying really fast for no gear. And so back to the Trap Assassin, just going up to the first little seal here. I think this pull here was pretty big, so I just kind of wanted to highlight it. Also because it went really well with Death Sentry. You can kind of just see what happens when I put down Death Sentry. It's really fun to see just how fast it clears. Oh, getting a bit of a kick going there. Dragon Talon, you know, it is okay. I can leech a little bit, but it's still very poor damage overall. I was hoping for much better. But let's see about this now. This is lightning immunes. So let's take a look at how fast or slow this might be. I believe it was pretty fast overall. I think I just had to kind of like get the first few corpses before anything really happened. Yeah, the first corpse are gonna happen in like 5 seconds now, I think, and then the pack is just gonna poof. There you go, now I'm popping down, yeah, as soon as I use Death Sentry. But I anyways had to go back to town there, because I was dying as well. So, on the Sorceress, struggling to clear an elite up here. This took like a minute or something. Sometimes you just find that one elite that's just impossible to kill. And this was it. My mercenary died twice trying to kill this one. It took so long time. I got so annoyed because he kept running around and pulling extra mobs around him and whatnot. So I simply just had to try for a really long time. I'm going to do the static there to kind of just get him down to 50% health. But now I'm thinking, oh, let's go back and get the mercenary as well. So I'm ready to kill the pack. This was definitely one of the slowest parts of any of the free clears. Anywho, back now, full inventory, new potions and all that shit. So now I can just kind of nuke him down after I pulled like 1/3 Chaos Run because this dude just didn't want to stand still. But that's also one of the fix, so it makes sense to be really annoying to kill. Anywho, nuking it down now. Now the mercenary is also making contact finally, and it's gonna die now. So that was nice to see. And so back on the Necromancer. Now this was actually the only part where he didn't perform very well, besides me dying there before because I was careless. This just took forever. I could not clear the last seal. This is just about not having control of the army with Enigma or something, so I had to go back to town once, I think only, and then remake the army and all that sort of stuff. It's not because, as you see here, I was able to clear it fast enough once I got going, but it was just really hard to kind of control the damage sometimes because it was so spread out in a little area. Anyway, you can see here now I'm really getting nuked by Diablo, but the skeletons stay up. I'm amazed by the survival of these skeletons. They just survive extremely well. Like, they are getting absolute hammered, but they are still not, even one has not died yet. I have 8 skeletons, by the way, or was it 9 when I pulled Diablo? I think I'm down to 7 now, yeah. And there I nearly died because I'm just like careless. I want to nuke the Diablo down and I stand still in a very bad situation. I think I had to go back to town before. Anywho, it's gonna die now. So yeah, that was very slow kill. Definitely the slowest of all 3. But honestly, I could maybe consider like getting Decrypify, Curse or something. That would probably be better. Anywho, back on the assassin now, just kind of buffing up and then going to the last or the second last seal. But as you can see here, the seal Lord says is just gonna drop. It goes so fast. Like the assassin, trap assassin, has always just been amazing for kind of setting up something that's gonna run towards you. So yeah, it's gonna perform the best on this pack at least. So yeah, let's see about the last seal. I think I also did a bit of a kick damage here. Yeah, I'm showing off kick damage here even on Venom Lords and whatnot. Like, I'm happy about it, but it was still very slow damage, which surprised me because I really thought I could do a lot more kicking damage. And again, I'm at 9,000 attack rating because I threw in a lot of dexterity to make Dragon Talon even better and all that sort of stuff. Anywho, now I'm really struggling. As you can see, my mercenary died. Yeah, I just kind of have to run around, kite a little bit. But then, luckily, I get a nice little, start on Infector of Souls. He lined up really well, and he died fast enough. As you can see now, though, Diablo is also a bit of a mess. I have to kite and run around quite a bit. But, like, it's fine. It doesn't really matter too much. Anywho, I was hoping I could kind of just stand still a little more and nuke him down fast. But Diablo is still gonna take a while to kill. This is again also without the mercenary because they just keep dying. Like, the mercenaries, even, yeah, I thought my gear level was high on that mercenary and it should be easily able to survive, but nope, they just keep dying. Anywho, getting some kicking damage in on him when he was also gonna die. So it's a nice little rounding off with some like, I don't know, crushing blow or something like that. And then the first seal for the Sorceress here, lightning immune fire, still goes down very fast with Blizzard, so that's no problem. Anywho, the mercenary of course died, so I wanted to show that off. Yeah, it just kept dying on the Sorceress. But it's surprisingly good performance on Lord Disease after all. I got hit because there was a mob in my blind side, so that messed up the pull a little bit, but still it went down very fast. Not as fast as the Trap Assassin, but still quite good for this pack. And yeah, it was cold immune, so it's gonna take a while to kill off the dude here. Lord Disease is down now though. And the last pack is also just gonna be like a mess. I never really got the greatest rotation. But yeah, of course this pack is gonna be very easy for Blizzard and whatnot. It's just gonna kind of destroy the mobs. Still, it could probably have been better if it got a little better pull. Anywho, it's definitely the cleanest of the three. So it's kind of fun to see that each of them kind of, yeah, they all did like one pack each very well. And now the Merc's dead on pull. Like it just, I don't even care about the mercenary by now. He just keeps dying, which sucks because I wish I could have used insight on any three of them. And anyway, now I'm just gonna run around kite with Blizzard. It's so easy to kill anything boss related when you have Blizzard. And then just spam some Ice Blast to really nuke a lot of damage down. But that's it. And so that was my look at them, what I would say is the best 3 budget classes in Diablo 3. Now, I would love to know your kind of top 3. What would you say are the best starter classes for like no gear? Maybe you already have found some gear to kind of support the second character, anything like that. Again, I'm always surprised by how like easy and tanky a summon Necromancer is. But of course, Sorceress has teleport early on, so it's just really crucial. But something like mixing Dragon Talon with Kicker, yeah, that's just a lot of fun to see how good a lightning assassin can perform, also just because of its raw lightning damage. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for maybe like the third best. That was a little unsure about me, but I still feel like that the assassin is the third best among those 3. So yeah, thank you so much for watching everyone, and have a good one.